Okay, guys, a few days ago I took a trip to Singapore, and when we got on the flight, this is the breakfast because it was a morning flight to Singapore, and it all started in Hanoi International Airport, and this was a morning flight, and we had breakfast as soon as we got on the flight. It was a 3 hour flight, so not that long. So I kind of like this breakfast because it tasted good, although maybe some people might think it doesn't look good. So, guys, after that, we landed in Singapore, and I didn't have time to, like go film in the airport because I was so tired that I only wanted to get to the hotel and have a rest. So, I had a rest, and the next day I decided to go to Chinatown because that's the place I wanted to visit most. Because this was actually my second time in Singapore. The last time I came to Singapore, I did not have the chance to go to Chinatown, so I was so much into seeing Chinatown. So when I landed in Singapore, I did not go filming because, like I said before, I was actually very tired, and I decided to have a rest for the rest of the day. And the next day in the morning, I went straight to Chinatown, guys, and I started filming. Now, if you see here, I was just walking around because before I went to Chinatown, I looked online for a point of reference where I will, like get to in order to find myself in Chinatown. So when I got to Chinatown, I was just walking around trying to look for that place, and I kind of like walk around for some time, and then yeah, so I kept filming and filming and filming, and then I just like walking around, having nothing to do, because I just wanted to see Chinatown and see what it looks like. And I walked around. Now, guys, I don't know how they call this place. Is it a Buddhist temple or what? I don't know. So if you guys have any idea, you can leave it in the comments how this place is called. And one thing I liked about Singapore is the fact that the streets are really, really clean. And then they respect pedestrians here. Because in Vietnam, where I live, it's kind of like motorists do not have any respect for pedestrians. They don't stand and wait for you to cross the street. So I was like, yeah, this is Temple Street, and I was just like going straight to my point of my focal point where I wanted to get to in Chinatown. So I just like kept going, looking at the beautiful streets of Singapore, the clean streets. Every place here is clean, guys. If you guys, there's no littering here. There's no littering. So when I started seeing these Chinese characters, I was like, oh well, maybe I'm already getting to the place where I want to go in Chinatown. So I kept going straight and just like admiring the beautiful streets of Singapore and looking at the traffic lights and so on. And I kind of like it because, looking at these kind of streets where I was coming from was a stark difference because there you don't have these kind of streets there. I mean, like the streets are always like busy with everybody, with so many cars going around and things like that. So when I was looking at these streets in Singapore, I kind of like admire them a lot. So guys, what about where you live? How do your streets look like? So I mean, when I was just going around and enjoying the place, looking at cars going up and down, it was a kind of pleasurable to see cars. And then I also like the public transport here. You look at the bus there, and they kind of look really. I mean, if everything about Singapore is clean. Later on, I came to this place to eat. I can't. I'm not able to show it now, but later on, when I was done filming, you will see it at the end of the video. I came here to eat. So this is the place where I came back to eat, and I think the food there was really nice. So when I came to this place, I initially wanted to eat, but they told me that at this time of the day, no place was open in Singapore. So it was still about 8 o'clock or something like 9 o'clock, but they told me that place is only open at 11 o'clock. So this was actually the focal point that I'm talking about. This is the house I wanted to come to. So this is one of the streets of Chinatown, and I walked this street. So when I got to this focal point, I knew I was where I wanted to be, and then I started like going around and seeing the place. The place to my left is actually one of the focal point I wanted to get to know that I was in Chinatown. So actually, at this time of the day, it was really in the morning. I think the place was still quite empty. Nobody was there yet. Maybe people were still in their houses. And one thing I noticed about Singapore is the fact that people don't really go out until it's already 11 o'clock. Maybe it's because, like someone told me before, places do not open here until it's 11 o'clock. So when I see here, people were still going around, very few people. This place, this same place, at some point, maybe around 11 o'clock or 2 p.m. will be quite different. There will be so many people here. I'll come back there later to show you in my subsequent videos. So you can check in my subsequent videos where you will see people in Chinatown. So I stayed here for some time, and when I was down here, the next thing I had to do was that I was already feeling hungry. So I decided to go back to that restaurant. It's actually an Indian restaurant, so I went back there to have some food. When I got back there, then it was already around 11 o'clock. Then I had food, I had some food, and yeah, it's showing you the place, my focal point in Chinatown. So if ever you find yourself, you want to go to Chinatown, you can always locate this place and know that you're already in Chinatown. So when I was down there, I went back to eat, and that was how I spent my day in Singapore. So guys, if you've ever visited Singapore before, you can leave some comments and tell us your own experience in Singapore, Chinatown. There will be more videos about Chinatown coming. This is just the beginning. So guys, if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with other people. Thank you very much.